Okay, so I will be teaching you now how to fold an Origami Darth Maul and an Origami Yoda. So, Darth Maul, he's like the main attraction because he's awesome, and pretty much every Darth Maul comes out with square head and tiny horns, and then... So for both of these, for each of these guys, you will need a half sheet of paper. So, so, you'll need... So if you want to make a Yoda along with this Darth Maul, you'll need two and make two as we go along. So, first step, you'll want to divide this into thirds from... So, divide into thirds. So anyway, so it's now divided into thirds, exactly. So, the second step is you need to make this weird little, like, this Darth Vader thing. So, it needs to be kind of like, so this will make Darth Maul's cloak and Yoda's cloak. So, once you're done with that, you can, this isn't really a step, but you can flip it around and, like, adjust it so it can look more like a cloak. So, it looks something more like this cloak, but, so, you can, this is about right. So next step, you'll basically do the same thing, but on the top. So, this one should be a little bit smaller than the bottom part. So, once you're done with that, you'll want to flip it over. Yeah. Actually, you don't really need to flip it over. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna. So, these parts, like from here to here, need to be exactly equal. So, right from down here, and then you'll want to. So it should not look like this. It should not look like this. If it does look like that, you'll need to quickly, well, not quickly, just need to readjust that. And then, this could take a few tries to get it. It shouldn't be too hard. It just needs to be exactly equal. That's the main purpose of this. So, like, this slanted part should not appear. So, man, so, once again, I need to readjust. So if you haven't paused this, would be a perfect time to adjust it yourself. Yeah. Okay, so it is finally ready. So this is good. So the next step is you make a pleat around this area. So if you do not know what that means, it's basically just like a large, it's a large, this thing. So once again, this is for clarification, this works for both Yoda and Darth Maul. So if you can see, this kind of looks like a Yoda head. The ears. So and then next step, we're going to fold the corners like long, kind of like a long diagonal fold. So then, next step, we're like done with the back pretty much. Wait, we're not done with the back at all, actually. So forget that part. So just flip over. And then we're going to, so this part is actually the part when Darth Maul and Yoda's instructions vary. So I'm just going to pause this myself and then go get it. So wait. Okay, I'm back. I've been you guys wait for like 7 hours. So I'm sorry I kept it waiting. So anyway, so left is Yoda. This will be Darth Maul. So let's start with Yoda. Get out of there, Darth Maul. So Yoda's. I'm just going to like. So this line that you left. This should be where Yoda's. Where you're going to make another gigantic pleat. So you make a pleat downward. So he should look like this, and then so he has like the enough. So I'm gonna repeat it from the side so you can easier see it. So now he has that, and this is actually his hood. So if his hood's too big, you can fold it. This part that I'm touching under here. So because like even I just noticed that this hood is ridiculously big. So so once again, this is Yoda, not Darth Maul. If you are folding your Darth Maul right now, you should not be at all. Don't fold Darth Maul with that. And then yes. Yes, Yoda. So anyway, if he's too tall, you can make your pleat go even more downward, or if you want to make a different kind of mouth, so it's like a long stretch mouth, you can fold that part upward and then multiple times, and then this will become more apparent. But he has like this thing here, so like this long part would be his jaw. Then you can draw on some eyes, and then, so if you want to color him, I recommend doing that first before doing this. So if you want him colored, wrinkle his ears after coloring. Most of the times when folding Yodas, I learned that the hard way. So my first Yoda, I learned that the hard way. It was really hard. So kept messing up his ears because of it. So anyway, so this is Yoda. Oh, and something I recommend just for detail, like those ears and the hood. Kind of fold the top sides of his cloak up, so it's kind of like the fold of his cloak. So anyway, I'm enough with details of Yoda. Get out of here. So yes. So this is your Darth Maul. This time you're making a much larger. You're making the same. You're doing the same thing you did to Yoda, except not here. Not here. You are doing it more like down here. Like it's kind of like a much larger. And I'm just gonna compare sizes to make sure I'm telling you to do the right thing and not the wrong thing. So then make your pleat. So you should get a character who's looking kind of like, hopefully he looks somewhat like this. So, I'm just making his head tall now. I got his head warped. His head is much bigger than, okay, yeah, right there, yes, perfect. So his head should be right around here. Then so next step, so if you are folding Yoda, do not continue after this. Yoda is complete. You do not need to continue. So for Darth Maul, you are going to want to back and kind of do this. Fold his head. You kind of fold these down so it looks like this. So his head should be like a little house. little Mr. House Maul. So, um, so he should be, so once again, I'm going to do a comparison. Um, now, you make like a really small pleat on the corner of the house, but an easier way to do this step, because it's actually kind of hard because of the many layers of paper, I would recommend just folding this part down and then folding the tip of it up. So, if his horn turned out way too tiny, small, and he came out with two horns, if I were you, I would pull it down, the triangle down more than you did. So then pull it. So then once you do that, you make a deeper thing. Then you pull it up, and it actually should be pretty high in there. So it's a really, really, really small pleat if you did the pleat way. So this is about good. So next step, this is a really cool thing. I just think this part is kind of cool. You fold up what would have been Yoda's ears. You fold these up, so he now has like little horns in it. It kind of looks like a face on the back, like this giant jaw and eyes. Back to the front, we have if his horns came out big, you can just kind of push. You can easily push them down and readjust these eye-looking things. So now we are almost done with Darth Maul. He has one last step, and this step is actually really important because else he would be House Maul with a Death House Maul. So you make like a long corner stretch, so he has his jaw, so he's almost done. This is actually a really good fold because I've seen a lot of Darth Mauls made out of like they're like some of the best origami folders ever, not just random people, like actual people who are famous for origami, and most of them come out more like with square heads and tiny little horns on the top, and they have to have tiny bodies because they can't have a tiny headed Darth Maul with a giant bodied Darth Maul, and their horns have to, even though their horns are tiny, they're like take up a lot of paper, so they don't have any room for the extra cloak or anything. So anyway, this is Darth Maul. So I'm gonna bring Darth Maul up because like this is accurate. So that's it. For more OK Origami, go to origami.wordpress.com. So thanks for watching.